everyone and welcome back to DU EVS course. Today we are going to begin new chapter, Biodiversity.
Biodiversity is defined as the variety among living organisms from all sources, including terrestrial, marine, and other aquatic ecosystems, and the ecological complexes of which they are a part. This includes diversity within species, between species, and of ecosystem. This definition of biodiversity was given in United Nations Earth Summit 1992.
In simple words, biodiversity is biological variety and variability of life in the biosphere.
Biodiversity is part of our daily lives and livelihood and constitute resources upon which families, communities, nations, and future generations depend.
These variations are measured in three different levels. The first is genetic level, second species level, and third is ecosystem level. Let us understand all the levels of biodiversity one by one, beginning with genetic biodiversity. All individuals of a species are different. For example, all humans come under same species, that is Homo sapiens, but we know and see that each and every person is so different from each other. These differences arises due to genetic diversity. Every individual has specific characteristics and differs widely from one another due to complex genetic combination. You must be familiar about inbreeding depression, which is decline in average individual fitness in small population sizes due to mating within related individuals. It clearly shows that genetic diversity is important for healthy breeding population of a species, and reduction in breeding individuals will eventually lead to extinction of species. A gene pool is the total genetic diversity found within a population or a species. A large gene pool has extensive genetic diversity and is better able to withstand the challenges posed by environmental stresses. We have been using this gene pool for development of domestic animals and crops for over thousands of years. Examples: there are more than 50,000 genetically different strains of rice and over 1,000 varieties of mangoes in India. Next is species diversity. It refers to the variety of living organisms on Earth, that is the number of plant, animal, fungal, and bacterial species present. We see a number of species of plant and animals in wild as well as in agricultural fields. Approximately 1.8 billion species have been identified and several more are yet to be discovered. Amphibian diversity in Western Ghats is greater than Eastern Ghats. Third and the last type of diversity is ecosystem diversity. On Earth, a variety of different ecosystems are present which have their own complement of interlinked species. Ecosystem diversity refers to different types of habitat, and a habitat is a cumulative factor of climate, vegetation, and geography of region. There are several types of habitat around the world: corals, grassland, wetland, desert, mangrove, and tropical rainforests are some examples. Ecosystem is called natural when they are undisturbed by human interventions or modified when it is changed to other types of uses. Our nation is very rich in ecosystem diversity. Different regions have different altitude, longitude, their terrain are different, and due to these differences, biodiversity is not uniform throughout the world. It is different for different places. Robert Charles Darwin gave three patterns of biological diversity. First, species vary globally, species vary locally, and species varies over time. Let us understand all three observations of Darwin one by one. First, species vary globally. Darwin noticed that different yet ecologically similar animal species inhabited separate but ecologically similar habitats around the globe. For example, the giant armadillo of North America, giant anteater of South America, giant pangolin of Africa, tiny anteater of Oceania. All four live in very far away places, but all of these mammals have a lot of resemblance. Next pattern is how species vary locally. Darwin noticed that different yet related animal species often occupied different habitats within a local area. Example of this is in the Galapagos Islands. Galapagos have several small islands. On different islands, Darwin found that tortoises are somewhat different from each other. in their neck size and cell shape. This differences is due to difference in vegetation patterns. So there are similar species which lived very close to one another, yet they varied. And the last pattern is how species varies over time. Several fossils of extinct animals have been found which are very similar to living species, which concludes that there must have been some common descent, that some of these characteristics from ancient animals were passed down from generation to generation until eventually we had an evolutionary process take place where we see the animal that we do today. So this is the end of our video, and for more detailed notes do visit our website hrcharitima.com.